Hey everybody, it's Jeff. We're doing another recap. I haven't done a recap in a little while, mostly because of the project that I've been working on. I thought it was going to be kind of like a one-off, one-day thing. It wasn't really a big deal to do a recap and explain, but I should really get in the habit of kind of explaining everything that I'm working on and why. So the basic idea is there's kind of two parts, two layers to this. The first one is the practical. So part of my workflow for doing these streams is actually doing pre-creating all the events every week. I'm not the best at it, but in general I will go and make a bunch of TBD things because I have to there's no way to duplicate events, so I have to basically do this all a very tedious thing. So I do it all up front and I put in TBD in the title, and then when I know what I'm going to do, I go and edit them and change the title and not really the description yet. And so that's how I kind of manage my schedule, which I made that other tool that will update the Twitch and YouTube streams to have the right title based on this event stream, which is great because, it's great to have this on Twitch as opposed to like a Google Calendar or something, and people can do remind me and share and blah, 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 blah. So I'm trying to improve this workflow, and so the idea was maybe I could use Trello because I'm using Trello for so many things. I thought maybe I could do something like this where I can kind of just not worry about the slots, because that's the other thing is I also have a pretty regular schedule in terms of like slots for each of these. Like Mondays I work on Mondays I work on Indie Game Legend. And is fairly inconsistent. Tuesdays I work on a little bit of Indie Game Legend and a little bit of this Go Component Lab stuff. Wednesdays Indie Game Legend. Thursdays, the drill. So I basically wanted to model that in a way that I don't have to worry about that. I can just say the next slot, either the next Indie Game Legend thing or the next Go Component Lab or Workbench thing, and I can just kind of put them, and I can actually I could reorder them if I wanted to, and I could change the title, and then those changes would be reflected here, as well as having the TBDs sort of automatically created just in case. So. And then I could kind of use this board for other stuff. So I kind of went into this thinking I was going to do something kind of like Terraform or configuration management. It isn't quite like that, but it does use kind of similar ideas. So we have this program, and here I have my schedule that basically defines those slots and what time, what day of the week, and what time they are and how long they are. And so I define all my slots here, and then this is the program that will basically kind of converge. It'll check to see if anything has changed, because future events it'll always rewrite, because I might change the order. It doesn't try and sync individual things so much as it just if anything changed here, like the order or the titles, or any of the linked up things change, it needs to be set back to what it is here, because this is the authoritative source, and it says, hey, resync, blow everything away, and basically recreate the events. So it took a while to really build the kind of tools to work with time slots and stuff. That was actually the kind of the most time consuming thing so far. And then the other thing is that I programmed all of this to a Twitch mock, because there actually isn't an API to do the things that I want to do with Twitch events. So I actually mocked this out and just wrote it to a file, a JSON file here, so I can kind of inspect it and make sure that it's doing the right thing, almost like a test. And then later I'm going to create a Puppeteer service that will drive Chrome to do all these things for me, and then I could basically just create a client here that has the same interface and just drop it in here and it'll work. So today was a great kind of final well, I'm basically half done, right? I've got everything but the Twitch stuff done. It's taken a while, but it works. I can run this thing. Here you can see something had changed. Maybe the ordering of this stuff if I wanted to. And again, because the different tags aren't sorted, that's sort of, their ordering doesn't matter. Like you could put this between these and it doesn't matter because those are two different scheduled series with different slots, but the order among them matters. So this is more correct, date 110 over 111, and this is right. Maybe I want to put oops before all these. Oops is the default. The default is green, which is Go Component Lab or Workbench. So if I run this thing, it puts them in the right order, and I basically look at my schedule and be like, okay, yeah, the next time I'm doing a Workbench or GCL is on the, I guess this one is counting right now. Yeah, because it's not, I should probably fix that, but because it's not past the end of this stream yet, it's putting it for today. Then it goes into next week, and it all works. And so, and then state is saved here, keeping hashes of things. So this is how it knows what changed or whatever. So I can basically run this whatever. I can run it, and once it applies everything, I'm actually not entirely sure why it's deciding it needs to recreate everything. It's kind of weird, but the output does work consistently. So anyway, this doesn't automatically run when I change stuff here. That's something that can always be done in the future, but for now I can at least manually run it, and the actual hard work will be done. I just need to do the Twitch API. So that's what I'll be working on next week. And then the point of all this is to start getting into automating basically any arbitrary idea I have that would improve my workflow, and then over time use that experience to build up abstractions and components and stuff like that, which is the direction I'm going, and why I'm doing all this RPC stuff is to build infrastructure for automation. The RPC stuff will already come in handy trying to do a Puppeteer service that I can use from Go, because Puppeteer is JavaScript. So yeah, my approach to the kind of this larger automation project, which is quite huge, means I need to be doing a lot of specific automations for myself and actually do real world tasks to ensure that all the infrastructure I build is something that at least works for some cases. So anyway, that was another kind of long recap. I will try and not skip these so that these can be a little bit shorter. Anyway, if you have any thoughts, you think this is useful, all of this is on my prototypes repository. So if you think this is interesting, let me know. Drop a comment, whatever, like if you want. If you're seeing this and you're not subscribed, then maybe subscribe if you want to follow along. But anyway, that's it. See everybody.